New York Jets fans, welcome back to another session of Jets Talk here on Knicks Bros TV. I have an announcement to make. Actually, it's a little bit more of a confession. The reason why we've been on a losing streak, the reason why we haven't been performing right, the reason why Geno Smith cannot convert in the end zone, the reason why Amaro drops the ball all the time, the reason why our offensive line cannot block, the reason why our defensive backs suck, the reason why Rex Ryan is on the hot seat, the reason why John Idzik hasn't been scouting the right way and preparing our team the way it needs to, is not because of their shortcomings. No, 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 no. It's because almost every single game this year, except the Oakland Raiders one, I have been wearing the Mark Sanchez jersey.
On the prize, always diving in the dive, blowing smoke into the skies. The eyes slanted from the origami. I roll the quarter of the water, need a border where you ought to find me. The tambourine man pumping while the Tyson burning. Air Tech challenge, play court check balance.
This week, we're going to be facing the mighty Buffalo Bills. First of all, before we get started with the Buffalo Bills, I'd like to congratulate them on their new ownership. And at the same time, I am applauding that ownership for them to keep that team in New York, West New York, where the fans are truly appreciative of that team. And I think that city overall deserves it, and they have a rich history there. So, a couple of interesting things. I'm not a big individual in following the NFL Power Rankings, but I think overall these teams were ranked fair. In my perspective, the Jets were ranked 29th in the league from 32 teams in the NFL, and the Buffalo Bills were ranked 16th. I think the Jets should be ranked a little bit, probably 26 by the way they play. I know they're 1-6, don't get me wrong, but I think we play much better than a lot of teams that are probably 1-6, 1-5, or 0-6. I think when it comes down to this game, I'm not going to give you guys my predictions yet, but I think it's going to come down to, I don't want to say a low-scoring game, but it won't be, the way I see it, it's going to be 2017, hoping my Jets come through for me. And that's just the way I see it. The reason why I say that is, the Buffalo Bills, they're a solid team, don't get me wrong whatsoever. But they are coming off that injury from C.J. Spiller. And also, as far as their offense and their defense, they're both ranked 19th in the league. They're not really doing anything too significant on either side of the ball. Although, their defensive backs, the front four is actually, they definitely bring the pressure in. Now, their running back that's going to be leading their team is going to be Fred Jackson for this game. And then we all understand that about their quarterback situation as well. I think the one individual that we really have to be able to go up against will be Sammy Watkins with 35 receptions and 433 yards and 4 touchdowns, and also the tight end as well. But again, I think when it comes to this game, it's kind of like the same approach we should be taking with the New England Patriots, not counting on Sammy Watkins' ability whatsoever, but those aren't the most. I mean, they're good numbers. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like we're going against a Dez Bryant or probably another superstar in the league. Now, I think going in the future, Sammy Watkins is showing a lot of potential, in which he will be a highly ranked wide receiver going forward in the league. So, with that being said, defensive backs in the New York Jets, please stop giving up big plays. Stop. That first play, that first drive against the Patriots last week was just ridiculous. The other news that we do have, kind of stepping out from the game, analyzing the game. Curley signed an extension with us, 4-year extension. I like Curley, to be honest with you, but am I super thrilled about another 4-year commitment from him? Not really. He's just to me, he's more of a third-string wide receiver, second to third. I guess I got to see more, consistency out of him. He's been the most consistent wide receiver, don't get me wrong, right now. But if we're going to look at this lineup that we do have going forward next year, good grief, I don't even know what's going to happen. So he did sign another 4 years. Obviously, we're going to have Percy Harvin starting. He's going to be a third-string wide receiver. So I'm expecting more shotguns in this game, although, please, I don't want us to get away from the running game whatsoever. I mean, Chris Ivory, here's the amazing thing. Our offense overall is ranked 26th, but our rushing offense is ranked 5th in the league. That tells you how horrible our passing offense is, especially our red zone. No one gets open. The only wide receiver that we have on our team that has been able to get open in the end zone has been Decker, with three touchdowns. Overall, he's had 24 receptions with his injury-prone season. And Amaro has shared 1 touchdown. Also Cumberland, and I believe Curley has had a touchdown, but that's it. So what it comes down to with Geno is just protecting the ball, in which he did against New England, which he did a really good job, and get that ball out of your hands, okay? Because if you don't, they have a guy named Marcel Darius, in which leads the team in 7 sacks. He's going to come after you, and it's just a matter of being able to protect that quarterback. Go ahead, run the ball. You know what? I'm not the biggest fan as far as mobile quarterbacks are concerned. I think it's risky. I don't see them as long-term quarterbacks. But again, right now, do whatever you need to do to be able to win games. Run the ball, pass the ball, whatever you need to do. So that's where I see it there. And there's been a few comments about Chris Johnson coming out and saying we need a spark. Yeah, the biggest spark that we could have is for you to stay on the sideline. I'm not a Chris Johnson fan. To be honest with you, I was looking forward to him, playing for the green and white. But he's been a total disappointment this year, and I want nothing to do with Chris Johnson. And I went on the Jets website, and we're having All Green Sunday. That's supposed to hype me up and make me feel better about the Buffalo Bills game. It's not. Us wearing all green is not going to make us win. If we wear black, you know what? Matter of fact, wear pink. Wear pink the whole game. I don't care. Just win the game. What it comes down to is making sure our defensive backs can be able to put enough pressure on the Bills quarterback. And I don't think their running game is going to be a factor. I think they're going to come out and just be able to pass. So if our defensive backs, whether if it's Adams, whether if it's Allen, whether if it's Pryor, they have to step up in this game. They have to step up when we need to bring the blitz. We need to, make him feel uncomfortable and feel rushed. And we gotta be able to get turnovers. No drop balls, Wilson. No drop balls on our defensive backs. We cannot afford a dropped interception pass. And if we do not convert on those turnovers, it's going to be a bust for us, and it's going to be a long Sunday, because the Buffalo Bills, they're not a joke. They usually start off hot, end up going flat, but obviously the resurrection they had and the momentum they have from last week's game is definitely going to be a tough challenge for us coming into New York. So that's the way I see it. As far as the AFC is concerned, the Patriots are first with a 5-2 record. The Buffalo Bills are 4-3, and then it's the Miami Dolphins and it's the Lonely Jets at 1-6. So again, we're fighting for a lot, and sometimes it's nice to be a team that you have really nothing to lose but everything to gain, which is the position that we're at right now. So I think right now, whether it was John Idzik's fault, Rex Ryan's fault, whatever it is, I think all that stuff should be just thrown out to the side, because at the end of it, we're 1-6. I'd like to realistically be able to finish at an 8-8 record, but I know that's going to be tough to do. But our next games are going to be against the Steelers. I believe we play the Kansas City Chiefs. That's not going to be an easy game, and so again, tell me guys what you think. Again, I think this is a game that if we're able to bring enough pressure on them, be able to have some turnovers happen, and the number one thing for us to do is be able to commit and be able to convert at the end zone, at the red zone. I mean, we are terrible at the red zone. it's always Nick Folk coming out and making a kick, and I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to the All-Star game. I know he missed that one field goal, but he's kicked enough for him to be at least favorable going to the Pro Bowl. So that's just the way I see it. I'm going to make sure I'm not wearing this jersey, and it is what it is. 1-6. You guys tell me what you think, and I will see you guys next week. Again, thank you for watching. Go Jets. I'm predicting 20-17. Run the ball. Chris Ivory all day. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Swiss Valley smoke cigar just like a new father. You know the motto, jacket to the